they haven't lost me yet. What's up, friends? Today we're going to talk about the newest music video from Paramore. It's for their song, The News. We'll be looking at this song from the perspective of a producer and songwriter, so expect a lot of pauses to go over specific elements of the song. Like the intro, very intense, very hard, going just with all the instruments all at once. Got the bass, drums, guitar, and vocals. I like the differentiation between those two melodies. You've got this one that's kind of sticking on one note, the da, 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 and then da, 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 da. A bit of contrast within that verse melody, which is nice. That second part also has a little bit more dissonance to it, so it's kind of putting us off and moving us toward the next section. I really like that bass line there that's kind of following the lead melody as we go into the second melody. So it's still doing that as she's singing just a completely distinct part. Kind of a fun differentiation there. Good little arpeggio there for that pre-chorus from the guitar with just kind of a croony single sound vocal from Haley. Kind of riffing it almost sounds like as we're leading into this next section, treating the vocal more as an instrument than as an expression of words.
Shakes, shut your eyes, but it won't go away. Turn out.
I don't think that chorus melody is as catchy as her verse melody for this song, but it is really emo, and so I like that aspect of it. It does feel very intense in perspective of, you know, emotional intensity that's being portrayed through the song. They're putting a little bit of distortion on her vocal. They're doubling her vocal, just really saturating it, making it feel really full for the second section. The guitars are at a higher register, which is creating a little bit more excitement. So there's some interesting stuff going on there for sure.
From the front line, quite the opposite. I'm safe inside.
I really like that little differentiation they added into the second verse where they just let the chord hold for a second. The vocal melody continuing adds, you know, a little bit of distinctness for that second verse, a little bit of rhythmic differentiation.
But I worry and I give money and I feel useless behind this computer.
That verse melody just went in a completely different place than the first verse melody, and I really enjoyed it. I think there was some cool stuff going on in that second verse. Probably my favorite part of the song up to this point is that second verse. Very wild, riffing at certain points, just having a real big departure from what we were expecting for the rest of the song, and I like that. It kind of surprised me in a good way. I like that low vocal that you hear there. It sounds like they're using an octaver on it to make it sound even lower. It's going like this kind of sound, giving that nice kind of weird ethereal vibe for this pre-chorus.
Every second I can lift and heart breaks. All together, every single head.
Listening to that chorus second time through, it's growing on me. I'm liking it a little bit more. I do like that they have that one note differentiation the second time they go through it. Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, it grows on you. It has that rockin' feel, makes you want to, you know, bop your head a little bit.
It's horrible, deplorable, historical, and all along we call it normal.
Interesting choice for the bridge section. Kind of this talking over part, kind of the shouting part. Mix of like talk and shout. And they've put filters on it to take out the higher frequency of the vocal and the lower frequencies of the vocal. Put a little bit of distortion on it as well to give it that kind of telephony effect. You hear it a lot in a lot of music nowadays. Good placement of it too. I think a bridge is a place you want to put something like that on the vocals. You put it too early in the song and people think there's something wrong with their speakers, their headphones. But if you put it kind of more towards the middle, they're like, oh, they meant to do this. You know, this was purposeful. And it does have like that kind of chanty feel, which fits, you know, in that more like artistic way, almost like it's some sort of propaganda piece, which is fitting with the overall theme of this song of like what's being told to us and what's being pushed on us.
Shut your eyes, but it won't go away.
Yeah, the choruses didn't have much differentiation between them. A little bit in the drums, but the vocals sounded pretty similar in terms of production, in terms of layering in all of them. The guitars sounded pretty much the same. Bass lines pretty much the same. Very Riot girl sounding song, you know, kind of those fast-paced, yelly type songs. A little bit of that third wave emo influence that we've come to expect from Paramore, but a lot more of that Riot style here. They haven't lost me yet. Not my favorite song, but I am still excited for what's to come with the album. I think the album still has a lot of potential. You can tell they're experimenting a little bit, but also having a little bit of return to form, getting back to their emo roots a little bit more than they did on After Laughter. Also going a little bit more in that Riot Girl direction, which they've gone before and which I think is a good fit for them. So we'll see how it goes. I would have liked to see the rest of the band in the music video a little bit more. I mean, Haley's great, but I honestly feel like this wasn't as vocal driven a song. You know, I mean, the vocals certainly had a huge role to play, but there was a lot of really cool stuff going on instrumentally. So I feel like it would have made sense to show everyone else in the music video, but I guess this is the path they chose, so I'm not going to knock them for it. Hope that little reaction gave you some insight into the song, insight into what was going on with the song. If it did, I'd really appreciate if you liked, commented, shared, subscribed. I also did a little podcast with friends where we went over all of the Paramore albums up to this point. You can check that out. There's a link in the description. Also, make sure to check out my other Paramore music video reaction. That's right here, as well as my latest album, Bashing My Head Through a Wall, an emo acoustic album that's very third wave inspired. Thanks so much. Catch you on the flip.
Strawberries in July, 'cause I could use a break.